All right, so we are recording. I'll stand up. All right, so this looks good. All right, so let's stretch out. Stretch however you want. I don't know how long of a day you've had, so stretch accordingly. um, cool. So how are you doing? How's your week?
I am in the bulk of getting all of the music together for recording and like learning my music for the recording, and it's like I think it's going to be all-nighters until Christmas, and so I feel a lot of stress and tension.
I feel that. Oh gosh, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to record, but it'll whatever. It'll turn out how it turns out.
That's the Christmas spirit.
Right? Um, I really like the piece that you're doing. I think it's like one of the more fun Christmas pieces, honestly.
Matt
But
asked me if I had any Catholic family that was super excited. I'm like, the only one who knows I'm singing this is Natalie, and she's very excited. So,
there we go. Yep. It's just like it's a staple. We do it every year at the cathedral, which obviously I'm no longer there, but it's nice when you said that you were doing this to have that.
yes.
So cool. How much have you worked on this so far?
I've been listening to it and practicing it in several other keys, but I just got the version yesterday.
Okay.
So I have an idea of what I want to do and overall what needs to happen, but it hasn't been like put together yet.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, this key is really high. When you sent it to me, I was like, oh gosh. All right. I was like, I'm gonna try and coach her from, but I'm coaching from a mezzo standpoint. So we're gonna see how that goes. Awesome. I think it's gonna be beautiful no matter what. I'm really excited. So with this piece, I feel like some of the key points are like stamina and really just going hand in hand with stamina, like your breath work, because it is just like constantly at the top of our range and it's dancing and floating, but it's, this has to be like so smooth. So that's honestly really difficult. So, what we're going to do is work on our breath work. We're going to work on our internal metronome that's going to keep this piece dancing and moving along. And we're going to warm up the top of our range, and then we're going to look at expression and artistry because this is obviously like such a classic piece, and it's telling the story of the nativity. So we gotta do it justice, otherwise all of the people of the church will hate us. So
Hey, no pressure.
okay. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to have you put your hands on your ribs and kind of on like your abdominal muscles so you can really feel what's going on in here. And we are going to exhale all of the air in our bodies, like just get it all the way out. Your stomach should be just like paper thin and you're about to collapse. And then once all the air is out, you will inhale for 4 counts and really just keep in mind how your muscles are working to get the most air and support into your body, because that's kind of what we're going to do throughout this piece. So we will exhale, let's say all of our air in 4 counts, and then we'll inhale for 4. So let's hold on right here. We'll exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. I'm obviously not doing it with you because I'm talking, but I see how your hands are expanding and your posture looks great. So that's awesome. So we're going to do that 2 more times. Try and really get every little last ounce of air out of the bodies. So we're going to exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. How does that feel? What are you noticing?
I'm noticing that with my hands here, it makes the tension come out from here. Like normally I would do this thing where I hold it up, but because it's probably the first time I've breathed in
Mhm.
slowly all day, like indulging in, oh my gosh, this is what oxygen feels like.
Yeah, right?
So it's
Totally.
lovely.
Cool, that's great. Okay, so this last time, let's put our hands down at our sides and feel really relaxed. Just let everything kind of fall. And we're gonna do the same thing, but this time we're not gonna feel exactly what's going on. We're just gonna try and think about what we just did and do it without our hands there. So we're gonna exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. All right, it's good that we got some breath work in because it's been a long week. So next, we are going to kind of jump into our upper range, and we're going to start on an ooh vowel so that it's really easy, light, concentrated airflow. And we're going to look at our internal metronome. So this piece is in 12/8, and if you divide that down, you're thinking about it in 3 essentially. Well, in 4, but divide it into 3. So what we are going to do is we're going to take a 3/4 measure, and we're going to sustain for 2 measures. A note where we'll start at right there in a C5. And what I would love to do is let's do 3 measures. You're going to emphasize the downbeat of each measure. And so we're going to let it dance. And so it'll be, and you can exaggerate it as much as you want. I didn't really exaggerate it too much that time. So don't follow my lead. So yeah, we're gonna work on how this kind of dances and how this feels with our air and how we're exaggerating these downbeats, because throughout this piece is so this will help segue into that. And then we will move into further up our range. So we'll start right here at a C. So you're gonna do it for 3 measures, pulsing that downbeat. All right, ready, go. Awesome. Okay, how did that feel?
Felt like that was only 2 measures.
Okay.
So great.
No, you're good. So we can do. Let's do 4 measures. I think I was slowing this down in my mind and not really thinking about how quickly it'll go by. So we can do 4 measures.
That's what I'm worried about when we're recording it, by the way.
You're good.
Totally different tempos. Sorry. All right, I'm on.
No, you're good. You're good. So yeah, we'll do 4 measures of that, and at a pretty quick dancing rate. So let's go up to C sharp. And we're gonna keep our streamline just out because we're focusing on the dance of it. So, ready, go. Awesome. Let's go. Up a half step. Ready, go. Awesome. I love how resonant that is in your voice. It's just like streamlining straight out, like to the back of your wall. Like if there was a target, it would be hitting it. So that's beautiful. So let's go up to D sharp, ready, go. Awesome. Let's go up to
Crunchy at the end.
Awesome. One more. Awesome. All right, let's take a breath, take a sip of water. I kind of just like jumped you right into your upper range. So let's
I turned my mic down. Did that help?
What was that?
I turned my mic down. It was like flashing red at me. Did that help on your end?
Okay, it sounded great the whole time. Yeah. All right, let's take a sigh. and just kind of relax. So I think that breathing before doing that really helped too, because I felt like you were really supportive that whole time. And so it helped it as you were able to dance through each measure. So I thought that was really great. Now, kind of in that same range of our voice, we are going to sustain an F, F5. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through all of the vowels, E, A, O, U, and you're just going to hold it for a measure of each vowel. We'll do a measure of 4 counts. And I just want you to pay attention to how each vowel is changing the resonance in your voice. So, looking at more closed off vowels versus open vowels, and see how that's kind of affecting you. So we're going to, and I'll count you off. So we'll do about 1, 2, 3, 4, about that tempo. And we'll go through each of the vowels. So one measure each. So awesome. Okay, so how did that feel? Which vowel do you think was the most resonant?
I think A was.
A.
At least it felt, yeah. Once I rebreathed because I didn't do it well, it just kind of got like squeezed out.
I think that it sounded really nice because you, again, you have a very, uh, you're very strong in putting your vowels right at the front. A lot of times, for me at least, like I can get things really stuck in my throat, but I feel like you have just a really good way of sending it out. And even if you're running out of air, you're like, all right, it's still going to go forward. So at the end of the day, that's the goal, right? So let's use our breathing from the first exercise to really take in a really deep, expanding breath. And we can go a little bit quicker so that way you're not like running out of air halfway through. So we can do a 1, 2, 3, 4, about that tempo for each vowel. And so let's see how the breath and quickening the tempo helps us get through all the vowels and the transitions. So we'll do that one more time.
That ooh was fun.
Awesome. I thought that was really good because even though there was a little like catch breath in there, that catch breath still had so much support in it. And so you were still able to, all right, here I am. And it was just as resonant and connected to the rest of the vowels. So I thought that was really good. Awesome. How do you feel in your upper range right now? You sound very good and strong and supported.
Feels good.
Awesome. Okay, we're gonna do one more fun little exercise before we actually go to the rep. Because we are telling a story, I mean, we're telling a story in everything we sing, but especially with this because it's in English, so everyone's actually going to know what we're saying. We have to be like extra descriptive and like our grandpa's telling us like a bedtime story. So because this is for Christmas, I'm going to give you a phrase, a sentence, and I'm going to have you sing it 3 different ways. And with your artistry, expression, facial expressions, movement, I want you to create 3 different ways to say this. It can be happy, sad, bored, whatever. So your challenge sentence is, it will soon be Christmas. And this can be in any part of your range. It can be in any tempo, any meter, however you want to. So I just want you to express it 3 different ways, however you want to. So whenever you are ready.
3 different ways. All right. It will soon be Christmas. That was one. It will soon be Christmas. It will soon be Christmas.
I love that. Awesome. Okay, perfect. So I think I totally got what you were, I picked up what you were putting down. That's my Gen Z way of saying good job. So this is how I'm going to be with my students, dear God. Okay, wonderful. So I feel like you have a very good idea of the direction you want to go in with this piece because it is in English. So, hey. So what I would love is for you to sing through this. And I just want to hear what you've done with it so far. It is very long if you wanted to, and depending on how much you've worked with it, if you want to just do the first half, if you want to do the whole thing, how are you feeling?
I think I'm great to sing through all of it a couple times. I have to get back into one of the things I noticed because I'm not in choir rehearsal and lessons and all of those things. Like I feel like I need to take every advantage to sing through
Totally.
as much because I'm just not getting that time that's
Yeah.
as intense. Like I mean, I'm still practicing, but
Yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
so I'm down with that. The two things that I'm really working on in this that I know that I'm having a hard time is the initial melody, da 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 da, making sure that I'm not like punching and that it's still a smooth line.
Mhm.
And every time I have to decrescendo, it sucks.
Yeah, that is fair to say. This piece, I'm happy that Matt asked you to sing it and not me. That's all I have to say because I would pass away. Awesome. Okay, so let's start you off then. Do you want to do it? Do you have an accompaniment that you've been using, or are you gonna do it a cappella?
I can do it a cappella if you just give me pitches every now and then to make sure I'm
Perfect.
still.
Yeah, I can do that. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna start you off and I will sit down and I will listen happily. Okay, so you're starting up here, G sharp.
B.
Hmm?
B.
You're at a B?
Yeah,
What? Did I get a different version?
bass clef.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna edit that out of this video. No, I'm not. Okay. All right.
Okay. When blossoms flowered mid the snows upon a winter night was born a child, the Christmas rose, the King of love and light. The angels sing, the shepherds sang, the grateful earth rejoiced, and at his blessed birth the stars their exaltation voiced. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord. Again the heart with rapture glows to greet the holy night that gave the world its Christmas rose to the King of love and light. Let every voice acclaim his name, the grateful chorus swell. From paradise to earth he came, that we with him might
Beautiful. Okay. I love that. You've done a lot of really good work already on this. Um, I think that you travel through your range so well, and everything is just as forward and bright at the bottom of this, just as it is at the top, you know? I really like your use of your attention to the dynamics. I think that it really like highlighted the phrasing that's in this because it obviously is repetitive. And I think that you did a really good job of telling apart, you know, the "Oh come let us adore him" at the beginning versus the end, and like what's so different about these two different places in the story. So I love that. Um, and really, like I said, I think you've done a lot of really great work on this, and I'm happy that you got to sing it through fully. So really now I think what we can work on is just like more, you know, just like expanding and doing more artistically with it, even like exaggerating the dynamics more. So for example, you know, at the, and this is totally kind of like an up to you thing. We are beginning obviously forte. However, this is an arrangement of, you know, a choral piece. And so because it is just you, you're not necessarily going to have to carry over an ensemble. So what we can do is maybe milk that and bring it down a little bit and kind of tell it like you would tell the story to Luke and Gabe, you know, like really just like every single word, like they're hanging on to it. And this is just something that they've never heard of before. So just looking at let's see, when blossoms flowered mid the snow, upon a winter night was born the child, the Christmas rose, the king of love and light. So I would love if you could just do those couple of measures and really just, I'm going to hang off of your every word. So just tell it to me like it's the first time I've ever heard the story of Jesus. Like, who's Jesus? I don't know who Jesus is. I don't know. So let me give you your pitch again.
When blossoms flowered mid the snows, upon a winter night, was born the child, the Christmas rose, the King of love and light.
Awesome. I love that you hold it like in your cheekbones and your mask because it really just gets like all of your emotion and it really makes your diction so much stronger because you're keeping it nice and high. So I love that. Let's go on and let's apply that to, you know, all of these phrases. So let's start again from the beginning right there. And this time, let's go up until the end of the second page. So where that fermata is, I want you to do exactly what you just did for the first two pages. Really like milk it, every crescendo, you know, just go bazonkers and we can always pull back.
Okay. Can I have my note again?
Oh yeah.
When blossoms flowered mid the snows, upon a winter night, was born the child, the Christmas rose, the King of love and light. The angels sing, the shepherds sang, the great earth rejoiced, and at his blessed birth the stars their exultation voiced. Question.
Yes.
The top of what is page 3, but it's really the second page.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at a forte, and then it crescendos more at the last measure of that system. Am I growing? Am I coming out of that forte into a fortissimo? And
Yeah, so
then
that's perfect because I was just going to talk about that. So I think that what we can do is pull back somewhere in there. So we're starting, and at his blessed birth, the stars. I would say at right about their exaltation, you could take, even though there is, you know, it's connected there, maybe right before their exaltation voice, you could take a little break and bring it down to maybe mezzo forte or mezzo piano, and then grow into a forte, because I think we can kind of separate those two phrases even though they are joined. So because we're changing up this choral piece, we have a little bit, I mean, we have a little bit more artistic freedom. Really, we can do whatever we want. Like the composer is not around, so, screw it. So let's go from the bottom of the first page, the angels sang, the shepherds sang.
Okay.
I love how smoothly and like it like smoothly but abruptly in like the best way you went from that forte to the piano, because it immediately was like, oh, what's she saying? Okay, wait, like something's happening. So I loved that. So let's start right there. You're on an E, the angels sang.
The angels sing, the shepherds sang, the great Lord rejoiced, and at his blessed birth the stars their exultation voiced.
Awesome. How'd that feel?
That's a common posture for me to squat it out. I want I'm thinking about my vowel as I'm trying to decrescendo to find one that is not less resonant, but one that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
insert what we learned in class. Like you find the shape that works better and the vowel that works better, and I can't
Absolutely.
find it. And it's either like I can crescendo on it, but every time I want to do that decrescendo, it's like, oh.
Yeah. So it's hard with because I struggle with this in everything. Like diphthongs are just like the death of me. And so there's a lot of them in here because we're singing rejoiced over and over, and it's kind of like, okay, but when do I go to the I, because that kind of like shuts down our sound. And then when you're adding in dynamics to that, like you said, it's like, like what am I doing? So with this, I would say to keep it as open and forward as you can up until the last second. And then as we're shutting it down. So let's see. And at his blessed birth the stars their exaltation for their exaltation, or what am I singing right there? Their exaltation rejoice. And so I would just that was not a good example. I would just keep it open and then not necessarily shut down the shape of the vowel as we're decrescendoing, but just slow down the air. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just try on that right there. Let's see, we're on a D natural, right? So let's just work on swelling and retracting. So at your own pace, crescendo and decrescendo, and feel out how that airflow feels in your body as you're speeding it up and slowing it down. So we're right there.
Oh, close.
So let's think back to the breathing that we did at the very beginning. So like essentially what we're doing here is we're like letting ourselves expand and collapse kind of, because as much as we don't want to collapse to a degree, it happens as we run out of air. So you can put your hands as you're doing this too. Let me stand up. You can put it right where it was for the breathing. And as you're crescendoing and decrescendoing, check in to see how that's feeling in your abdominal muscles and how you're utilizing them. So. That felt better, right? I think that sounded really, it's like amazing. I saw that you stayed open and upright, whereas before it might have collapsed a little bit more, because I'm not going to be the one to be like, you will not collapse at all, because everyone collapses. It just kind of happens as part of singing. So, but you still kept it very regal and powerful as you slow that down. So now let's put that in context and let's go, I guess the last measure at the top of the second page, first system. So, and at his blessed birth, the stars. So we're starting right there on a B. And let's see how you grow into this phrase.
And at his blessed birth the stars their exaltation voiced. Oh, close. I know what I need to do.
At the I think that was like the best time. It sounded great. I started doing that like Shay Perry thing where she like slaps her stomach while she I was like, come on. Okay. So awesome. Okay. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse because I think that you know exactly what you want to do with that. And it already sounds, I mean, it sounded beautiful to begin with. So now I really liked how you were able, you took the pulsing exercise, and in that next section right there, oh come let us adore. I thought that you really floated through that very well. The only thing I would say about that is even though we are keeping that pulse, we're still creating a connected sound, just like you did in your warm up. So it's smooth and buttery, but there's still like a clear kind of distinction there. So let's start at that section and let's sing up until the letter E, which is I guess that's the fourth page. So we'll start at oh come let us adore. And you are starting at a D natural. Oh come.
Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord. I gotta do something different there. Sorry, you should.
No, you're good. So yeah, I thought that already smoothed out the sound a lot. I think that what you can do is, I think you can lengthen your breaks, the lifts even a little bit more to exaggerate it. I mean, you know, you're telling the story of Jesus, so I feel like we can take a little bit more time wherever we want and really just oh come, so really just exaggerate it because we're repeating it over and over, so each time it has a different inflection, a different meaning. You know, the first time you could be stressing oh come, and maybe the second time you sing it oh come let's adore him, and the third time you could be stressing us. So it's really up to you in each time that you're singing oh come let us adore him, those three times, what are you trying to get across each time that you sing it. And you can do that with, just like we sang, it will soon be Christmas 3 different ways. Same thing here. You can do the change with dynamics. You can make the change in your face. You can lift your cheekbones. You can make it scary, spooky. I mean, you know, like it's really up to you. So let's do that again. And let's hear a clear distinction between each 3 times.
Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord.
Beautiful. I like that. I think that on the last one, you can swell and let that grow even a little bit more. I really loved the dynamic contrast in the first 2. And I think that, like we said before, like you can just go bazonkers and then we'll pull back wherever, you know? So it doesn't necessarily need to be like a fortissimo, but it can be as extra as you want it to be in this section because we are about to change up and go to something else. So that's kind of like the moment for that section to shine. And then it's like, okay, cool, let's go on to the next part of the story and let's find some cool things in here too. So really great with that. And let's see, because we, you know, this is kind of like a shorter lesson, obviously. Let's work on let every voice acclaim his name. So this is on the top of the 4th page, letter E. Let every voice acclaim his name, the grateful chorus swell. From paradise to earth he came, that we with him might dwell. So this is essentially repeating what we're doing the first time. So everything that you just did, you can kind of not copy and paste, it'll be a little bit different, but I think that you have the right idea. So what I would love to do is look at just the ending of this, right as we're starting, kind of going into this dance. This is very Disney princess, like just, like Snow White singing to the animals, which I love. Some people might not agree. The Bible isn't necessarily Disney-esque, but I would love to really take advantage of the sound and the color that you have, because you have such a Disney princess sound in the best way possible. Just keeping it in the cheekbones, letting it dance. And this is the end of it. This is the story. It's like, hey, did you hear Jesus is alive? Like, he's born. This is the coolest thing ever. I'm going to skip along and sing, and no one can rain on my parade. So I would love to see that with the respective dynamics. So let's start right where that is. It's page 6. And you are starting on a B.
Oh, come, let us adore him. Adore and climb the Lord. Sorry. Do you want me to keep going?
Awesome. Yeah, you could we can stop right there. So I would love in this part, really throughout this, just like really crisp. Oh, come. Matt Greer might have something to say about that. He might tell you to tone back the consonants, but I am all for spitting on the camera. So so really crisp, really like this is the final proclamation. Like, if you haven't heard, there's this new kid in town. Really exclaim it, proclaim it. This is the ending scene in our drama. So let's do that again, and you can keep going up until the end.
Okay. Oh, come, let us adore him. Adore him, Christ the Lord. Oh, come. Oh, come. Oh, come, let us adore him. Let us adore Christ the Lord.
Beautiful. I love how regal this is, because even though it's religious and it's dancing, it has this just like royal regal sound to it. And so in that same manner, our vowels can be just like super duper proper. Oh, come, let us adore him. Just very like your the queen's servant talking about Jesus. Oh my God, it's a long day. These metaphors are like really just like getting so like ridiculous by the second. And so letting these consonants propel our vowels can just keep them that much taller, which you already do such a great job on. I don't know why I'm coaching you on this piece. Like, this is amazing. But so I say, we can do that just the very last page one more time. And I feel like that is all the wisdom I have to impart to you at 8 o'clock the week before finals week. Let's start you off on the last page on that B. So you're forte at this point, and then you're gonna reel it back in for the ending. So let's hear it.
Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh my gosh, can you play my note with me? Sorry, my cat meowed in like the same word, and my ears like. Right, sorry.
I got you. Okay. So let's start there. So okay, let's just adore him, and then you're gonna be at an E. So let us adore him, which I cannot sing. Okay, from the top right there.
Oh, come, let us adore him. Let us adore
Beautiful. I didn't realize you were singing the G. That was my bad. That's amazing. Cool. How do you feel?
I feel like you gave me like 27 things to like think about before Saturday. Thanks.
It's gonna sound amazing no matter what. Um, great. Okay, great work. I'm going to end the recording and then we can complain. Okay, let me stop this.